Fast food is destroying America. We know that's a big claim to make, and you've probably heard versions of it before.
Food is much more powerful than we ever realized.
Everyone has an opinion about Big Macs and chicken nuggets. Most of it comes down to calories, sodium, and what it does to your heart.
I'm addicted to the salt, the sugar. I'm addicted to the grease. You know what I mean?
All valid points, but pretty generic. It's also a sad departure from what fast food was meant to be.
Products became more complicated and more artificial.
So here's another claim. The fast food industry is a three-headed beast. Acid reflux and the runs are the least of your problems. Each head wants to control a different part of your life. One head destroys your body and mind through predatory food engineering. The other changes how you eat and uses it to isolate you from the people you love. But the third head is the worst of the lot because what it does can't be undone. It finds ways to disconnect you from your culture and erase it completely. A person without any sense of culture is an empty shell of humanity. You might wonder, how can something as basic as fast food do these terrible things? You'll have that answer by the end of this video, and then you'll see the industry for the monster it is. You're standing too close, and that's right where they want you.
Oh boy, adventure! Whoa!
You can't go a couple of blocks without bumping into a McDonald's, Burger King, or Taco Bell. They're always throwing new promotions and limited offers in your face. They want your money no matter what. But it wasn't always this way. Today's fast food is unrecognizable from its origins in the 1920s. Before food engineering and capitalist greed, it was a chef slinging burgers by the sack. All he wanted to do was sell people good, wholesome meals at prices they could afford. That chef was Walt Anderson, co-founder of White Castle, America's first fast food chain, born in 1921. White Castle proved there was a market for this kind of food.
Never mind them. We've seen them on a bun by White Castles by the sack, 'cause nobody eats just one.
And when McDonald's emerged in the 1950s, it took things to a new level. It was a turning point that would define how we eat. McDonald's inspired people because it represented the best of capitalism in a country marching toward greatness. But we should have chosen our inspirations more carefully. It put us on a dangerous path that left us at their mercy. The food itself was incidental for McDonald's. The business focus was clear: more customers and a wider reach to skyrocket profits at any cost. We paid that cost in ways we never wanted or signed up for. That might not be obvious right now, but it'll be plain as day by the end of this video. As fast food became engineered in a lab, it became unhealthier, designed to stimulate addictive behavior and not satisfy your craving.
There are so many industries that make profits off of people being unhealthy that it's in their interest to have people continue to be unhealthy.
They changed how we ate. Paper bags replaced cutlery. A sit-down meal gave way to sitting in your car. That quiet cafe at the end of the street drowned in the neon signs of every fast food joint clawing for your attention. But there's so much more than just your attention at stake.
You're gonna die.
A public experiment in 2004 that none of us asked for, but all of us needed, revealed harsh truths about what fast food was doing to us. One man made himself the guinea pig for this experiment. He put himself through hell so we wouldn't find our way there by accident.
I mean, what would happen if I ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days straight? Would it be unreasonably dangerous? Let's find out.
When Morgan Spurlock decided to film Super Size Me, he chose to eat only McDonald's for 30 days and record his experience. Spurlock didn't think the results would be so shocking. The experiment had clear rules. All 3 meals a day had to come from McDonald's, and he had to walk 5,000 steps daily. Over that 1 month, he had to eat every item on the menu. Even his bottled water was bought at McDonald's. These were non-negotiable. The final rule inspired the experiment's name. Back then, McDonald's would let you supersize your meal. That usually meant an extra-large serving of soda or fries. Spurlock couldn't ask to supersize his meal, but if he was offered the option, he had to take it.
Large or supersize?
I think I'm gonna have to go supersize.
No one really knew what to expect. Spurlock's doctors told him that much wouldn't happen. But they were wrong. They couldn't predict that Spurlock's next 30 days would turn into a living, walking nightmare. Morgan wouldn't be on this journey alone. His girlfriend at the time, Alexandra, was a vegan chef. Spurlock would often have vegan meals with Alex for dinner, but that was going to change for the next month.
I think it's going to affect our relationship.
Alex would be helpless as she saw the man she loved disappear, consumed by the real consequences of fast food. Morgan was 6'2" and weighed 185 pounds at the start of the experiment. It wasn't long before Spurlock understood that this task would be much harder than expected. On day 2, he was upsold his first supersize meal. He ate a double quarter pounder with cheese, a 42-ounce Coca-Cola, and a serving of supersize French fries. It took him about 22 minutes to finish. It stayed in his system for less than half that time because he threw up in the parking lot. That's the first head of the beast at work. The others were still waiting for the right person and time to strike. As Morgan dove deeper into the experiment, Alex was helpless. Chronicling this experience was important, but at the expense of the man she loved, that was something she wasn't ready for. The changes in Morgan were almost immediate. By day 5, he had gained nearly 10 pounds. But it wasn't only physical. Spurlock's mental decline was terrifying. He began having depressive episodes with bouts of exhaustion and headaches. The only thing that would make him feel better? You guessed it. More McDonald's.
I was feeling bad in the car. Feeling like shit. Really. I was feeling really, really sick and unhappy. Started eating. Feel great. Feel really good now. I feel so good, it's crazy.
That was fast food engineering at work. Everything on the menu was designed to create cravings so intense you would have to come back for more. Morgan was experiencing this firsthand. The experience had isolated Morgan from everyone and everything in his life. The people that made him happy, the hobbies that brought him joy, didn't matter as much. The only thing that mattered was more McDonald's. Everything else was turning into white noise. Alex had to watch as he became a slave to his cravings. She was scared by how quickly Morgan was changing. She knew that nothing about this could be classified as natural. McDonald's began hurting Spurlock in the bedroom as well. Alex attested that during the experiment, Morgan wasn't nearly as interested in getting intimate.
I have to be on top. Otherwise, he gets tired easily. I think the saturated fats are starting to impede the blood flow to his penis.
His body and mind only wanted one thing: more Big Macs.
This fella's so famous, we don't even need to tell you its name. You know where to get it, and you know you want one right now.
All of the worst effects of this experiment would compound in the days to come. By day 21, Morgan had heart palpitations and liver damage.
Your liver is now like pate.
For a while, it seemed like Morgan wouldn't make it to the end of the experiment, but with Alex's support, he made it to 30 days, and the medical findings were unbelievable. Morgan had gone from 11% to 18% body fat, gaining nearly 25 pounds. His risk of heart disease and heart failure doubled, and his cholesterol shot through the roof. That's already a lot. But when you add mental health issues to the mix, you get a man ruined by his diet in 4 weeks.
You gotta stop. You're pickling your liver. And you're kicking it while it's down now. You're gonna die.
Your body and mind are meant to last you a lifetime, but fast food can destroy both in just a month. Spurlock's documentary was damning and faced a lot of scrutiny because it went after a multi-billion-dollar industry. Maybe things weren't as bad as Morgan made them seem. Or maybe he'd only scratched the surface and the reality was much worse. Some of the criticism against the documentary is valid. Morgan didn't disclose his heavy drinking at the time, and he often ate more than he necessarily needed to. But how much self-control can you have when the food is engineered to bring you back for more? The physical and mental toll of this experiment is undeniable. Doctors couldn't believe what Spurlock had gone through, which proves how unnatural fast food is. Alex saw how McDonald's had dulled the man she loved, physically, mentally, and intellectually. It happened so easily. Undoing that damage would be way more difficult. Even though it had only been a month, McDonald's had rewired Morgan's brain. He craved unnatural salt and fat levels in his food, and the 9 times he was upsold a supersized meal definitely didn't help. So Alex took control of Morgan's recovery, creating a special vegan diet to get his life back on track. It took him a little over a year to shed the weight he'd gained. As he struggled, McDonald's scrambled to restore its reputation. The brand discontinued its supersized servings a few weeks after the documentary came out. They claimed it had nothing to do with Spurlock's experience, but the writing was on the wall. What Morgan had revealed wasn't anything new. All he had done through Super Size Me was hold up a mirror in front of us. We know fast food is bad for us, but for some reason, we don't care. There's not a specific reason for our apathy. Fast food is practically everywhere and is addictive. It has spent years wedging itself between you and the people you love.
I don't know what happens to me. I get possessed. I get crazy. I can't help myself. I have to have a slice right then and there in the car.
Industry's been playing the long game, leading us into a trap meant for one. We just haven't been paying attention. But Daniel Cox from Rochester, New York, has. He understands the fast food industry wants to make him feel lonelier than ever before. The scariest part, it might be doing the same thing to all of us. This descent into darkness didn't happen overnight. When fast food first blew up, it was a super cheap meal for you to have on the go or at home. That was then. This is now. It's not cheap anymore, and the industry has splintered the American dining market. You can either have increasingly expensive fast food or drop a month's paycheck for some fine dining. One half of the industry only wants record-breaking profits at scale, while the other champions exclusivity. Where do you fit into this landscape? Where can you take your loved ones for a good meal without going broke?
McDonald's is our kind of place. It's such a happy place. McDonald's is our kind of place.
Your kind of place.
These are questions Daniel Cox didn't have to ask as a kid. Neither did his father, because the industry had carved out a place for people exactly like him. But now, Daniel is a parent himself. He has to ask these questions because fast food has perverted the industry, and the answers are devastating for all of us. When you're a child, your world is small. It begins and ends with your family. If anything about that family changes, it can feel like the end of the world. After Daniel's parents got a divorce, that's what it felt like. Everything had changed, even though he didn't want it to. But on Saturday nights, life was easier. Along with his 2 brothers and their father at the wheel, they would pile into their blue Dodge Caravan. There was more chaotic energy than usual in the back seat for one reason. It was pizza night, a simple ritual that assured Daniel and his siblings they would be okay. The Cox family was always welcome at the local Pizza Hut. When the server would see them pull up, she would punch in their regular order: 2 cheese pan pizzas and 2 pitchers of Pepsi. It was a simple touch, but it made all the difference in the world to the children. They felt connected to the people working in that Pizza Hut. Most of the customers were probably people they saw around the block. That restaurant reminded Daniel and his family that they were a part of a community. When was the last time you went out for a meal but still felt connected to the people around you? It's probably been a while because fast food has worked overtime to isolate you. Those Saturday nights lived in a bubble for the Cox family, where they didn't need to carry the burden of everything else in their lives. It's Daniel's favorite memory of his father. He's certain his dad never had to deal with the same kind of loneliness. The beast's second head got to work, turning a fond memory into a sad one. Today, Daniel can't remember the last time he took his kids out for a meal. A trip to the local pizzeria will be no less than $100. All those childhood memories are relics of a past that doesn't exist anymore. The fast food industry has stolen the one way he knew he could bond with his children. He probably looked forward to having those moments when he first became a parent. But now, he feels disconnected from them. Did the kids feel the same way about him? The saddest thing about this is that people like Cox aren't responsible for this change. The economics of fast food are to blame. Fast casual restaurants were built on the ritual of the family dinner. It just got families out of the house. But fast food changed all of that. It encouraged a pattern of consumption that promoted isolation. People eating their burgers alone in a car, munching on a fry waiting for a cab, biting into a rubbery nugget while sitting on a park bench. Fast food has taken the idea of community dining off the table. So what else is there? The small matter of economics has left us in limbo, stuck between eating habits. And this is where the fast food industry screwed up. When you take food engineering, predatory advertising, and upselling out of the equation, much of fast food success was built on its budget-friendly appeal.
When you're in an impoverished neighborhood, you don't have a Whole Foods next to you, but you'll definitely have a KFC, you'll definitely have a Wendy's, you'll definitely have a McDonald's, definitely have a Burger King. You know what I mean?
It undercut brick-and-mortar restaurants. When they went under, another fast food joint popped up with its value meals and paper bags. Capitalism at work, right? Yes, but it was short-sighted. As ingredient prices rose, fast food got a lot more expensive too. If customers have to pay 3, 4, or even 5 times more, they won't be as forgiving about the fast food's unhealthy, addictive nature. People want better food and a better experience for the amount they're paying, but so much of the fast casual segment has been buried by the fast food industry. Things are dire, but recent data suggests that a change is coming. Maybe, just maybe, we can stop fast food and pull the country back from the brink of ruin. Between April and June in 2024, the fast casual restaurant segment saw a 3.9% increase in foot traffic. Classic fast food went up by only 2.2%. This might not seem like much, but it is a huge deal.
You may not be thinking about pizza first thing in the morning, but at Pizza Hut, we're thinking about you.
April, May, and June are among the busiest months for the entire restaurant industry. Fast food brands ran limited-time promotions that slashed prices. McDonald's $5 value meal was at the front of the pack. It was bait, and they needed you to bite. Every value meal is sold at a loss. They cover that loss by trying to upsell you another dessert or soda. It's the same as Morgan Spurlock getting supersized 9 times in 30 days. Fast food can't offer the low prices it used to, but the behavior it created remains, and that's dangerous. How we eat has changed. Where we eat has changed. This is not a little nudge to our behavior, it's a cultural shift.
Just be sure to do it exactly this way every time. Any variance wouldn't be making it great.
Because our customers count on us to make it fast.
Culture should influence how, where, and what we eat, not the other way around. That's what makes fast food so horrifying. When the third head of the beast comes out to play, it can change culture to the point that you don't recognize yourself anymore. Exactly this has happened to a community on the other side of the country. This is 21-year-old Andromeda Nalnitrevsvim Lopez. As far as she is concerned, she believes she has done everything right for her unborn baby. She's read all the books, gets enough exercise, and rests when she's supposed to. When she goes to the doctor for a regular checkup, she expects a clean bill of health. Instead, she gets news that changes the course of her life. Andromeda is at a high risk of developing type 2 diabetes. This puts her life in jeopardy and hugely increases the possibility of complications during pregnancy. She is scared and shocked beyond belief, but a part of her knew this was coming. As a Native American woman, it felt almost inevitable. Andromeda had grown up on canned meat, canned juice, white flour, and evaporated milk. She wasn't an exception. Everyone in her Tolowa Dini tribe ate the same way.
You want to attack a people and wipe them out? Attack their food.
Sitting in the doctor's office and finally accepting what was at stake, Andromeda swore to change. Put yourself in her shoes. Would you raise your kids on a diet of canned food and flour? Probably not. But to change anything, you, like Andromeda, would have to challenge a broken food system.
Our food system has been colonized. That's the reason that we don't have that relationship with some of those traditional foods anymore.
Here's the brass tacks. Communities like hers and several other tribes across the country had the same problem. The government gave them supplies, but it would rarely be enough.
The tribe has trucks that deliver the commodities to trading posts. but the Navajos often have to walk as far as 25 miles to pick them up.
Surplus commodities are not meant to act as the entire diet for the Navajo or for anybody else.
Grocery stores would be hard to come by in reservations spanning the size of, say, Connecticut or West Virginia. Imagine not having access to basic, unprocessed food in the greatness of the First World. In this situation, a grocery run isn't part of an errand list, it's an event.
The commodity food supply, just terrible. But people have no choice. If they want to eat, that's what they get.
Let's be realistic. Would you save enough money, drive to town at least an hour away, buy groceries and supplies for an entire community, and then drive back? Over and over again? Wouldn't it just be easier to grab whatever's around the corner? Convenience stores and fast food joints would be around that corner. The likes of McDonald's and Burger King could reach where the government couldn't. Make no mistake, these outlets weren't there to serve the community. They're there to grab a captive customer base.
The fast food chains, they put them in neighborhoods that are more prone to being affected by the things that they're putting in them, and it's on purpose.
They want to bury the soul of Native American culture that formed their eating habits. This was the burden Andromeda had taken on. The road ahead was uncertain, and she was alone. 9 years later, her tribe was still struggling to create systemic change. The local food council, with help from the government, had begun planting community gardens. Mothers like Andromeda could volunteer there and pick up whatever produce they needed. It was nothing fancy, just the bare essentials. Drive 5 miles and do manual labor under the scorching hot sun for hours just to get fresh fruits and vegetables for the week. Is that something you'd sign up for? What if it was the only way your kids got the healthy food they needed? This was Andromeda's reality. Jump through hoops for fresh produce or accept a lifetime of fast food and an early grave. It was a choice further complicated by 2 issues. Firstly, people were set in their ways. When elders saw salads at the community table, they'd look for the fried bread instead. In a community steeped in tradition, the eldest had lost their way. Secondly, gardening was not easy work. Discipline and consistency were an absolute necessity. There were only so many Andromedas dedicated to making this system a success. It didn't matter to most of the community. There was a reason for that. Native American tribes had been picked up from their homes and spread out across the country. Their deep bond with the land they owned was severed, and over time, the memory of their cuisine erased.
Unfortunately, we lost a lot of our culture. The animals need the plants, the people need the plants. Without the beautiful ancestors of the plants, I don't see how we could exist.
Fast food filled that void. They now expected the speed and convenience of a McDonald's. Growing their own produce needed emotional investment in the community's health, and above all, patience. Most communities no longer had these traits. Their way of cooking, the lifeblood of their culture, was fading away until Sean Sherman, a chef, stepped in. Native American food doesn't have much presence in the restaurant industry, but Sean Sherman, chef of Minnesota's Awamni, wants to put it on the map. At its core, Native American cuisine is a celebration of nature's bounty. That's why their bond with their land is so important. Chef Sherman is honoring that spirit. Awamni's produce is sustainably sourced and respects the traditional principles of his community. But there's a problem. Customers' palates, including those of his own people, don't recognize these flavors thanks to fast food. Many Native American chefs showcase their cuisine through tacos, sandwiches, and burgers, the food their people now believe to be their own. Andromeda and Sean face the same unique challenge. They need to re-educate their people about how to eat. It's hard because of the chokehold fast food has over them. Andromeda drives change on the ground, and Sean works on a systemic level. He is the founder of NATIVS, North American Traditional Food Systems. Natives runs educational events and collaborates with other chefs and the government to promote his people's cuisine. It's a tough task because fast food has homogenized what and how the Native American community eats. So when people like Andromeda and Sean try to reclaim their culture through food, it feels alien to almost everyone else. It's a shame.
Americans today have very picky palates. We're very snooty in our food. If it doesn't taste good, if it doesn't look good, if it doesn't look pretty, we're not going to eat it. Back in the day, it wasn't like that.
Before fast food entered the fray, food used to be grown on their land, harvested, cooked, and then shared by the tribe. It brought people together. That's what fast food was supposed to do. Bring people together in a changing, growing United States of America. Instead, it became a catalyst for isolating people and erasing culture preserved through food. It also made us unhealthier than ever. Fast food isn't just an industry or a meal. We call it a three-headed beast, but really, it's the harbinger of loneliness. That's just one of its many consequences that can extend beyond food. In the soda industry, these consequences are sickening.